systems of collective economics that were more enterprise driven, like insurance companies and collective farming. Eventually, we had collective grocery stores, credit unions, and healthcare. Europeans eventually recognized the model around 1844, and it formally came to the U.S. African Americans then started forming official co-ops in the 1860s and 1870s. By the 1880s, labor unions were actually helping workers to start their own co-ops, and African Americans were involved in that too. So she was asked the question, did co-ops play a role in the civil rights movement? She said it was what I call a silent partner to the civil rights movement. It was done by African Americans partly to survive outside of U.S. capitalism, which was so exploitative. It was also to create independence and wealth so we could be more politically active. Now, one of the things that we're going to see is that, especially with the Colored Farmers Union, a lot of these co-ops had to end up disbanding because they were being attacked by white people and being threatened, and people were being killed and things like this. So sometimes we had to disband these co-ops for our own survival. All right. So, also what's very important to understand is that when we talk about African history and African culture, all of the great African cultures and civilizations that we like to talk about, whether it's ancient Kemet, whether it's Nubia, Ta-Nehisi, whether you're talking about Ethiopia, Great Zimbabwe, if we talk about Ghana, Songhai, Mali, all these civilizations had some type of economy. They're going to have some type of trading taking place, some type of African marketplace usually. So when we look at our history, is not just African history and culture that's important, and it's our history and culture that gives us our values, our interests, and our principles. This gives us a cultural paradigm that we see reality through. It's not just African history and culture, but it's also economic empowerment. When two of my teachers, Dr. Lyndon Jeffries and Professor James Small, teach, they talk about the pyramid principle, and I talk about the pyramid principle as well. And if we think of a pyramid has three sides. The foundation is African history and culture. This gives us our values, our interests, and our principles. And this also influences how we engage in economics. So when I was talking about the concept of the co-ops, and African people were bringing these cooperative economic concepts to this land, especially coming from West Africa. Your culture also influences how you engage in economics as well. Different cultures have different ways of engaging in economics. We see the Susu system among West African cultures. Okay. A Susu system is a type of lending system, a system to raise money. We see that among Africans coming from the Caribbean, coming from West Africa, coming from Jamaica, different things like this. These are cultural practices. We see this something similar among Japanese and Chinese. So your culture influences how you engage in economics as well. Okay, so we have this in our history. A lot of times people don't understand this history. This is why the book Collective Courage by Dr. Jessica Gordon Nimhard that I was talking about is so important. And the other piece of that pyramid is politics, political empowerment. So we have to have a synthesis of all this: the history, the culture, the politics, the economic empowerment, etc. We have to have a synthesis of this. So African-American owned businesses are very, very important as well. And we have a deep, rich history in entrepreneurship. Oftentimes people will talk about Arabs and Chaldeans and other groups and them having a history in business and things like this. We have that history as well. Okay. And when we study things like the Colored Merchants Association, all right, which was a co-op of African-American grocery stores. And one of the things that the co-ops are doing is they're sharing best practices, they're sharing resources, they're buying products in bulk so they could get a lower price on them, get economies of scale, etc. All right. So when we deal with this history in understanding economic empowerment, we have to tap into that history as well. All right. So African American business owners, we are continuing that type of history. We're continuing that type of legacy. Okay, African American business owners, post the name of your business here on the thread of the broadcast. And you can email us at AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. And we'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network. We take your 30-second and 60-second video commercial, and we air it during the rebroadcast of our shows. Okay. And our shows are on 6 days a week, the African History Network show. And then they rebroadcast on our social media platforms. And then also we take the audio version of your commercial and put it into the audio podcast of our shows as well. And we're on actually 10 different audio podcast platforms, everything from iHeartRadio to Stitcher to FM Player, TuneIn, iTunes. Just search for the African History Network show. Now, if you have a commercial already, that's fine. We can use that. If there's music in the commercial, just make sure it's non-copywritten music. If you don't have a commercial, we can create one at no additional charge. You can just email us a script or bullet points, and we can create a commercial for you as well. Okay. So this is a great opportunity for you to reach new customers and all across the country. And we also reach people outside of the U.S. as well through our networks. So you may have an e-commerce store, you may have a brick and mortar store, you may sell African clothing, you may sell regular Western garb, health and beauty products. You may be an author. You may have an online bookstore or a brick and mortar bookstore. If you're in the education, we know that African-American parents are always looking for good content to teach their children, especially dealing with homeschooling. Some people are still educating their children at home because of coronavirus, etc. So homeschooling is big. If you have an upcoming conference or event that you want to market, this is a great opportunity to do that. You may have restaurants or catering service. You may sell African jewelry. You may be a personal trainer. You may have a fitness website, etc. Okay. Email us at AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AHNshow@AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. And we'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network. Okay. Our current promotion is buy 1 month, get 2 months free. Buy 1 month, get 2 months free. And we have limited space as well. So current promotion is buy 1 month, get 2 months free. African American business owners, post the name of your business here on the thread of the broadcast. All right, current promotion is buy 1 month, get 2 months free. All right, so look, we have to get out of here. Be sure to contact us. We'll let you know how you can advertise with the African History Network. All right, and hopefully everybody has a successful year with their business and growing their business. We know this past year the economy was terrible, and it was we had a lot of African American businesses that closed. Some are starting to open now. They're looking for new ways to bring on and reach new customers. This is an excellent opportunity to do that. All right, look, listen to the African History Network show Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. And we broadcast right here on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, our YouTube channel, Michael M. Hotep, and also on 9:10 a.m. Superstation WFDF. And your commercials will air on our social media platforms. We'll also upload your video commercial right here to our Facebook fan page, the African History Network as well. All right, We have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's corrects wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And we'll talk to you next time. Peace.